Hello, and welcome to today's MakeMusic Publications Immersive Orchestra virtual reading session. My name is Heather Meyer, and I will be running everything in the background for our session today. We are thrilled to host today's virtual reading session with Brian Balmages. So let's get things started. Without further ado, let me introduce Brian Balmages.
Thank you. Hey, everybody. I am thrilled to be doing this year two. And year one was a lot of fun. We got through a lot of pieces. Year two is breakneck speed. I'm trying to get through a little over 20 pieces, those of you that have been looking in the folder. So I want to just dive in. I'll give you a little bit of info about each one of the pieces. Obviously, as we get going, make sure that you are able to adjust me. Those of you that are watching me conduct, I will be conducting in real time. And get you guys started on each piece. So the first piece that I'm going to share with you is a piece by Soon-Hee Newbold. I'm going to pull it up right now. So those of you who are not playing along, you'll be able to follow along in my scores that I'm projecting here. Okay, and obviously for those of you that are playing along, you can just play with your music. Gravitas is a new piece by Soon-Hee, and it's be very clear, it's available for full orchestra and string orchestra. I thought it'd be a lot of fun to let you get a little bit of a glimpse of the full orchestra version. The strings is for strings and percussion. So those of you, when you get your order forms and things like that, or your forms of what we played today, make sure you realize that's the code for the full orchestra version. There's a string only version. We're going to go ahead and start at measure 33, and we're going to go and take a pickup for those of you that have it. Okay, and so I'm going to get you guys right in at 33, and then we'll go towards the end. All right, here we are. Ready? Set. Set, ready, and up. Good. I just wanted to get you through just the middle section that we have right there. And now I'm going to jump you all the way to measure 148. And I'm actually going to start you in 147 because I want you to hear the pretty dramatic key change that she does. It's pretty stunning. So here we are. This is at measure 147. Awesome. Here we are. Ready? Set. Ready? And here. Wonderful, wonderful job. So again, you can tell why I love Soon-Hee so much. I mean, she is just it's hard to describe how amazing her music is and everything about it. And so it's just such a joy to work on her music, to listen to her music. She's been a dear friend for pretty much ever. And so it's great to be working with her. Let's move on to Into the Shadows. This is a grade 2.5 by me. And this was a really fun piece, kind of a little bit different than anything that I've done before. And I think the best way to do it is just to describe it for you in terms of the conducting and music. So we're going to go ahead and start. Incidentally, by the way, all these recordings, this is me conducting these original recordings that you're hearing. The interesting part about this is that when I conducted these, this is actually the first time that I've conducted these without a triple sinus infection. I had a triple sinus infection when I did this recording session, and I didn't even know it until after the fact. So it's pretty fun to be able to speak while I'm doing these. So here is Into the Shadows. All right, let's have a little bit of fun with this. All right. All right, here we are. Ready? Set. Ah. Lean in this. Ready? I love these harmonies that I love to explore. Watch this here. Bring us out violas on beat 3. And set. Ah. Great. So I would love to keep going, but obviously time is the challenge here, right? It does end really fun and really soft and really eerie. So a little bit different than anything that I've done before. Next up is a wonderful piece by Katie LaBrie. I actually mentioned this title her as a joke, and then next thing you know, we decided to move with it. Deck the Halls with Bows and Rosin. This is the grade half, and what's great about this piece is you will see, like right here, they're actually bowing their rosin as a precursor to playing on the string. So they will play on the string here as well, but a very fun piece. So here we go. This is Deck the Halls with Bows and Rosin. Let's see, grade half. And I failed to mention this, but anybody drop notes in the chat if you're having fun, you like a piece. Also, feel free to send us pictures. I love to see pictures of people in these sessions. Last year, we had groups of 15 people in a single room that were all playing together. So either you can drop in the chat here, send it to events@alfred.com, or you can tag us. But I just love to see it. It makes me really happy. So, all right, here we are. Deck the Halls with Bows and Rosin. Ready? And here. Hmm. Well, I don't know if that was together with everybody at home. Great. So you get a great idea of that. Super fun. All right, we're gonna dive on forward. Can you dive on forward? We just did. I am so excited about this arrangement of the Rite of Spring. Yes, you're reading the grade level 2.5 correctly. This is absolutely stunning. One of my favorite arrangements that Carrie has ever done. Lots of great stuff in here and lots of opportunities for a lot of different instruments to get into the action on this. Let's just start from the very top. Rite of Spring. You're gonna love it. I'm so thrilled with this. You ready? Here we are. Set. Yeah. Watch me for the tempo change. Tempo change here. Great. So we don't have a lot of time to go through the rest of this, but it does stay here. And then what she does is you have some of those other themes, and you'll notice at 98, she goes back to that original theme and then a really aggressive final chord. It's really great. Let's see here. We are going to move on. We're going to kind of stay in this evil, dark moment for a moment and go to Mad Hatter Musings by my good friend Kurt Mosier. This is all about the Mad Hatter and being completely locked in this recurring tea party that happens every single day of his life. And so it's a very blisteringly fun but dark piece. I think you're going to really enjoy it. So here's just a little bit of Mad Hatter Musings. I've done this with a couple of honors orchestras. We always love it. All right, here we are. Ready? Big gliss of the big gliss and big tremolo at the beginning. Set, two. Very heavy. Hope my basses are having fun. Great. So I wanted to get that far into it so you can hear all the different development sections and things that are going on at that point in time. So that is Mad Hatter Musings, Kirt Mosier, about a grade 3.5. Now we're going to jump to the complete other side of the grade level spectrum with a piece by Chris Thomas, a Jolly Jingle. So this is using the concept of holiday tunes, but it never fully presents any of them. So this is a great opportunity to do something that is very holiday-like, right? It does have, you'll notice there's a bell part, also sleigh bells and wood blocks, so you can get some of your percussionists involved in this. It works very, very well. We're going to just do a little bit from the very, very beginning of this. All right, here we are. And here. You can hear that, right? Excellent. So I wanted to get you to the recapitulation right there so you can kind of hear the form of the whole piece. So really exciting piece, fun piece. It's just a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun to conduct. It's especially fun to conduct these pieces with like members of the Indianapolis Symphony Orchestra and Chamber Orchestra, which is who I had in this session. Really, really fun. We're going to move on to another piece that's kind of a favorite of mine and very different. The Ghost of Lady Howard. Morgan Denney is somebody who I've been working with for quite a few years now, and she actually is the production manager for all things MakeMusic Publications. So she actually oversees the engraving and the engravers and the production of everything that you're going to be playing tonight. She's a gem, but she's also a very, very talented composer. And this piece really shows that off. Great for Halloween time, obviously, but there's also, this is a piece that really works year round. I really want to let you hear, especially the beginning. And I think Morgan's actually on here. So hi, Morgan. You can all chat hello to her and tell her how much you love the piece that you haven't heard yet. All right. Here we go. This is The Ghost of Lady Howard. I'll get you in the beginning of this. Here we go. And here. Great opportunity for full cello. Watch me on this. Violin 1. Here's 35. Excellent. So, and then it gets really big, and really deep and dark. And then the end is really quite stunning. There's a couple solos, as you can see in the violin, one, and there's a little solo in viola as well. And then this little cluster chord at the very end, which is just kind of like the yeah. So I just love the piece a lot. So thank you, Morgan. Okay, and thanks for being in the group here as well. We're going to jump on to Radiant Joy. Those of you that might have been at TMEA might have heard this piece performed by the TMEA Honor Orchestra this year. I just found out it's also going to be performed at Midwest. It was commissioned by Sartarsha Middle School, with Heather Davis, and then her husband is bringing his orchestra to Midwest this year, and he's going to do it. They wanted something that literally radiated joy. So for those of you that know Forever Joyful, you are going to hear a very strong nod to that piece in the beginning. Now, this piece is 2 grade levels harder. All right, but I really wanted to capture that element of joy that so many people know in my music. So this is Radiant Joy. We'll just do a little bit of this from the opening. All right, let's have some fun. Here we go. Hold on. Set. Ready? Those of you that are watching, you can see the optional heart part. Lean into this. And that's all I'm going to give you. So that takes us up to 109. And then it just starts to build very steadily from here towards the end. And then there's a really fun coda, which takes place right here, a little Pumoso. And again, that's a lot of fun. When you get the sheet, any of these, of course, you can go listen to online, Score and Sound. It's all there. But I'm going to keep going forward. Perpetuoso. Now we are back at grade 2.5 level. This is a really, when I first heard this piece, I immediately fell in love with it. It's really cute. It is a piece that could really satisfy the light portion of your concert, but it really works well in a lot of different situations. But I like to think of this as a piece that you can really lighten things up with. So we're going to do just a little bit of Perpetuoso. Super fun, super playable. All right, here we are. And here. Yep, and so that's right there to 43. It's really fun, and obviously for the left hand, it's really, really quite accessible. It's just I think it's a great piece to work on. Obviously, right hand technique, but it's just fun to play. I would also use this definitely as a piece to start getting my kids playing off the string. It just works very naturally for that. All right, so that was Perpetuoso. Okay, we're going to move on to a lovely arrangement of Salvation is Created. When Debbie Baker Monday sent this to me, what she said to me was that she really envisioned this as almost like a warm-up piece that you could do at contests or festivals, something to really settle the kids in. It's a great opportunity to explore things like extensions and high threes, as you can see right there in the viola part. And then there's an optional timpani part as well that works very, very nicely. So we're going to just do a little bit of the opening of this. Those of you that are that have band friends have probably heard this, or choral friends, which is how the piece actually originally started. So this is a little bit of Salvation is Created. Ready? Here. Yeah. And so you'll hear right there, we have a change to the upper register, right? And then it builds to this beautiful climactic moment at 31. What I love is she's able to change texture and register so effectively in this piece. And then, of course, like the original, it ends very soft, very, very beautiful. So that is Salvation is Created, grade 2. Now let's go to the other spectrum of the grade level spectrum. I guess the other spectrum of the grade level spectrum. That's why I write music, folks, and I don't talk for a living. Okay. This is Prelude and Fiesta by Eric Morales. This was originally written for the Miami Arts Studio 612 at Zelda Glazer, which is in Miami. So these kids play salsa for a living. These kids grow up with salsa. Look at the percussion section here. So obviously it's a great opportunity to get 6 different players. However, we've also included 2 condensed parts. So you can do this with just 2 players, which is really important to know. I'm actually going to start you a little bit further into the piece at measure 29. All right. Basses, if you want to play on the downbeat, by all means you can. Otherwise, everybody, I'm going to give you the downbeat and we're going to just start on the pickup. Okay. Here is a little bit of Prelude and Fiesta. Here we go. Ready? Ah. Here we go. Uh, 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 uh. Ah, ah, ah. All right, basses, hold on. Yeah, basses. Gone, gone, gone. That's 81. Okay, and then we get into a solo section. This solo section can be done either by percussion or there's the options of the E minor melodic scale, which is very easy for these kids to learn. And so you can actually open this up for soloists as well. It's very fun. Goes back. There's a DSL coda, and then a little bit really fun coda section at the very end, which boom, ba-da-ba-ba-da-da-dum, and then you're out. So a lot of fun. Okay, speaking of a lot of fun, it is time for some Frosty the Snowman. Again, a great arrangement by Carrie Gruselle. This plays like a very easy grade 2. I'll catch a little bit of the beginning, and then it actually goes into swing towards the very end. We'll catch just a little bit of that. All right, here is the Frosty the Snowman arrangement, Carrie Lane Gruselle, grade 2. Mm, mm, mm. Optional percussion. Go violas! Swing. Oh, you have to buy it if you want to hear the rest. I'm sorry. I don't know what else to tell you. Okay. So I did want to get you a little bit further than I didn't even plan, just because it's just so much fun to do. That is Frosty the Snowman. Moving on. Where Falcons Fly. Many of you do not know the name Adrian Sims yet. He is phenomenal. He's very young. If you look at him, he was born in 2000, so he is I think he just turned 24 this summer. So I've been working with him since he was in high school, and he's a pretty extraordinary composer. This piece is a piece that he wrote for a school right here in Maryland, where he lives and also where I live, although he's currently at UT Austin, finishing up his master's degree in composition. So here's a little bit of Where Falcons Fly, grade 3. You can play with the tempo. I'm going to go a little quicker, but you can go a little bit slower, and it's still pretty effective. All right, here we are. 1, 2. Ah, ah. 37 and that's where we're going to stop. Is right there at 90. So, I mean, he can write. He writes extremely well. And this is a piece that I've got scheduled for a couple honor orchestras that I have coming up. So there's just the right amount of challenge. And if you have a better group, yes, you can push that tempo the way we were just doing just now. So that's a little bit of Where Falcons Fly. Let's move on to this is probably my favorite arrangement that I've done of Katie LaBrie, Katie O'Hara LaBrie. And it's 3 Norwegian dances by, I believe it's Halfdan Gerolf. Okay. If I didn't say that right, do not comment in the chat. Just say great job. Thank you very much. I'm going to give you just a little bit of taste of all the movements here. There are 3 movements, and it's extremely wonderfully arranged, but also the original music is incredible as well. So this is a great way to bring in some very different kind of music into your program. Here we are at the very beginning. This is the first movement, 3 Norwegian dances. Ready? Set. Ah. Little slower here. Good. I wanted to get into that moving part for cello and bass before we go into the second movement, which is where we're going right now. To save time in the second movement, we are not going to take any repeats. So don't take repeats. And obviously that means jump to the second ending when you have it. All right. Here we are. Second movement, no repeats, and second ending. Here we are. Ready? Ah. Second time. Rubato and there. $11. Good. And let's just catch a little bit of the last movement. Okay, we won't do much of it, but we will catch just a little bit. Here we are. Ready? Set. Good, and we're not going to jump into the solos right now. Go ahead and pop in the chat if you played a B natural in this movement by accident. We would love to hear from you. Okay, thank you. I know it happened. I know it happened. Now we're going to move on to a grade half piece, 5-note fiddler. This is a piece that I wrote really trying to get kids that are just getting onto the bow and starting to experiment with some very basic, again, coordination between left and right hand. So you'll see it's pretty much all quarter note rhythms at this point, just so they can really focus in on the bow. So here's a little bit of 5-note fiddler by Brian Balmages. By the way, Balmages, got it? Pal, Mages, Pages, Balmages. Okay, here we go. And here. Sorry, where am I? Okay, ready. And here. Oh, that was my fault. I hit the wrong button, but you get a good idea of the piece, right? So it's very quick. There are some eighth notes here. Let me get you some of the eighth notes. I'm sorry, that's my fault. I will jump you right back in there for a minute. Here's 17. And then there's a little call and response between lower strings and upper strings. So that was my bad. Hit the wrong button. That's what I get. Okay. Now we're gonna move on to a piece by Chris Thomas. This uses sound effects. Great Halloween piece. Graveyard Shift. Okay. And yes, it works on shifting a lot. Okay, so we're gonna start from the very beginning. Not only is there sound effects and background tracks that options that you have, there's harpsichord, there's organ, all kinds of things. So here we go. Watch me for the cue in measure 2. Here we go. 2, 3, ah. Ah. So again, it's really, really fun. When we get to this section right here, this is where the madman, you start to hear this in the background, and it's really fun. And then I will show you kind of how the piece ends. It gets really, really soft. And then this little boom, boom, and it's there. So it's really, really fun. A great way to free up the left hand for sure. Okay. So Graveyard Shift, Chris Thomas. Next up, High Flying by Tyler Grant. Tyler has become a good friend. I've known Tyler since he was 13 years old and decided he wanted to become a composer, and he's doing a great job of it. This is a piece, grade 1, very, very, very playable. So here we are, a little bit of High Flying by Tyler Grant. So to here. Good, and I wanted to kind of get you again into that recapitulation section for that one as well. So High Flying, Tyler Grant. All right, we're going to move into a great Todd Parrish arrangement of the Modal. So there are a couple great arrangements of the Modal. One of the most popular ones is slightly more difficult than this one. It's closer to a 3.5 or so. And so Todd took this one, put it in a great key, added the optional triangle part, which obviously is in the original. So I'm going to let you hear just a little bit of the beginning of this one. It's very well done and orchestrated very well. And of course, Todd's a string player, so just got a job in San Antonio, actually. So great person, understands the pedagogy very well. Here we go. This is the Modal. Ready? Good. So I just wanted to give you a taste of that. But again, you can see it's very well orchestrated. He does take you to the end. You can see all the fortissimo playing right there. And so it's very, very nicely written with lots of great dynamic contrast in there. Lovely. We're going to move on to another Sunhi Newbold piece, Alice volat proprius. She flies with her own wings. Sunhi is a dear, dear friend. You know, she's one of my best friends in the whole world. Some of you might have seen that she recently got inducted to the Women's Songwriter Hall of Fame. I was fortunate enough to get to introduce her for that, so that was lovely. This piece was commissioned for the Marion Ensemble by the Atlanta Symphony Orchestra. So we're going to do just a little bit of reading here. It was originally for quintet, and then she took it and wrote it for strings and optional harp. I highly encourage you to use the harp or piano part. It's very well written. You need a good player. Okay, so here we are. A little bit of Alice volat proprius. Right here. Tempo. Get out, violas. Play the cues. So I wanted to give you a taste of that, okay? And then those of you, when you go online and listen to this, there's a volante section at the very end, very energetic and very exciting as well. So that is Alice volat proprius by Sunhi Newbold. Two more to go, folks. Two more to go. So first of all, Wheels of Fury. If you have access to a drum set player, you're going to want to use them. You don't need it, but this is like a soundtrack to a chase scene. And we've got the drum set part in for you here. And I believe we also have this as a download. So if you want to just use this drum set part. But here we go. Get ready. This is Wheels of Fury, grade 2 by Chris Thomas. Here we go. Set to here. Ah, I did it again. I did it again. No. We're going to keep going because that piece is too much fun. All right. It was going so well. I'm going to get you guys into 13, okay? 13, that's it. 14, 15, 16. My bad. 21. Okay, so a lot of fun, especially when I don't hit the wrong button. Then it's a lot of fun. All right, last piece on the reading session today. This is a grade 1.5 by me, Dragon Pearl. And this was commissioned by a group out in the Santa Ana area of California. It was really fun for me because I got to go to Disneyland for free for the day. So that was really cool. But no, I had a great time with this group. It's one of those projects that has like 3 or 4 different levels of orchestras to work with the community. This piece was a lot of fun. My goal with this piece was to try and make it sound as much like a film score as possible without sounding like it was very, very playable. So here we are. This is the last piece, Dragon Pearl. Ready? A little bit more here. Watching me. Okay, so there you have a little bit of Dragon Pearl, grade 1.5. People, we just read 21 pieces. And so you go. If you, I don't know about you, my arms are tired. My arms are tired right now. So 21 pieces. Heather, you can pop back on if you want to. So would love to know from all of you what you loved. You can pop things in the chat. Again, send pictures. I want to see you guys playing. Like, I want to see your setups. It would mean a lot to me. You can either post it, you can tag me on social, or you can send it to events@alfred.com. I got that right? Good. And I want to thank you all so much. This was a lot of fun. Heather, you get to tell them how to save money.
Well, first of all, we did have a quick question about Graveyard Shift. What sounds are included in that audio track that comes with it?
All of the sounds that were not strings are included. Everything. So all of the sound effects, the organ, the harp, it's all there.
Great. Thank you for that. So thank you, Brian, and your team who put all together all the files so we could send those out to our participants today. And thank you to all of you for coming today.
Thank you all.